Hello everyone, welcome to the stream and welcome to another day in Azeroth. Happy Monday, Tuesday, happy day of the week to you all, and I hope everybody is doing fantastic. Scary Maggie, Melissa, Amy, Eags, Kilo, Eric, Mr. Blaster, Tanita, Sven, Liana, Dante, Tawan, Empathic Nightwalker, Dan. Welcome everybody. It's Monday today, Monday. Day of the week. All right, let us begin with a little bit of housekeeping. Inventory actually looks pretty good. Got this bind when equipped dagger. We have a cooking recipe I can go ahead and learn. Waste wander pouches for the quest in Tannerus. Let's go ahead and make some bandages. I need to get the heavy Mageweave book at some point, or if it's not a book, I guess I need to visit the trainer. Actually, isn't it the trainer in Menethil Harbor? No, it's not Menethil, it's Theramore for heavy Mageweave. Maybe we'll stop there at some point today since we're pretty close. I'm just going to make all of these. Alright, so let's see, we could go down to the south and we could go after the named guy, Lord Shisomaru. We have to fight our way through a pretty densely populated cave to do that. That's level 45. Or we could cross over to the mainland and we can do this stuff. I think I want to do this stuff first, and then come back for the Isle of Dread later on. I don't see the boat, so we're probably going to have a little bit of a swim. And I have to remember, I think I'm going to prioritize going down south and grabbing the missing courier. Get that first, and then double back for the Yeti. Because if I don't get this now, I've learned that I'll keep putting it off. This is probably one of the few zones where I feel like a swim speed potion would really come in handy. How long does the swimming potion last? That's a good question. I actually don't know. It's only for 20 seconds. Yeah, so it probably wouldn't even get us across. Actually, you know what? It might. That was about a minute swim. Yeah, it probably wouldn't last the whole time. It would be cool if it lasted for a few minutes. SH, good evening to you and welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here today. Wayne, good afternoon to you and welcome. Caleb, thanks for being here today. Oh my god, this guy's level 48. Maybe there was a reason that I always put off going to get this item. I think I'm just gonna run from this. Oh, Jesus. This is bad. At this point, we have no alternative but to run away. Sometimes I make such silly choices that it's kind of amazing to me that I played as much hardcore as I did. Although I did die a lot. Here we go. Okay, so what are we looking for? Maybe something that's a little bit under the water. Ooh. Oh no. You know what? There's no way I can do this right now. That's crazy. It's a level 43 quest surrounded by level 49 mobs. Like, there is absolutely no way I can get to that item. That's nuts. Okay, well now it makes sense why I always kind of just forget about this one. This doesn't happen to be a shortcut, does it? How cool would that be? If there was a way to climb this mountain. We wouldn't be so lucky, would we? Doesn't look like it. Oh, what a pain in the ass. It'd be really nice if we can get to the main land from here. If we could only get through this mountainside. Alright, we're not doing this right now. That was a big waste of my time. It's crazy that the quest is level 43. And it seems like it's almost like it's basically setting you up to send you off to get you killed. Which is probably exactly what happened to the missing courier. Ooh, is this guy going in the same direction? Do you think maybe he'll kill that water elemental for us? Or did he just run off? Okay. He was able to get the item. Oh, now he's harping out. If he was able to get the item, maybe... Oh, maybe I can get the item. Okay, we're good. We're good. Let's GTFO. As the kids say. Patrick, good afternoon to you. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good today. This back here looks promising. This looks like potentially a way up. This looks good. So what level are the Yeti? We are looking at level 43, level 44. Alright, so if they're level 43 and level 44, that should be perfect for us. We've got some respawns popping in some very inconvenient spots. Is this the Yeti quest that kills so many people in hardcore? The one with the robot chicken escort? Yeah, I mean the robot chicken escort's a different quest, but this is the cave where the robot chicken is at. I don't typically do this one, even when it's not hardcore, but yeah, doing it on hardcore will get you killed. I tried to do it once on a PvP server, that got me super killed. Yeah, it's the robot chicken. I think the last group that spawns is like 4 or 5 enemies. Yeah, I'm starting to miss hardcore just a little bit. One day soon, TM, we'll probably play some hardcore. One day soon. Mendy, welcome to the stream and happy Monday to you. Thanks for being here today. Guitar Junkie, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome, welcome. When you have skinning, you can kind of cheat at this quest. You can double dip. So you can get the drops from the enemy and you can get the drops from skinning. This is probably one of the only times I've ever done this quest without skinning. Apparently it can take a while. In hardcore, pretty much any cave expedition can be your last. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And yet you can't really skip caves. Because so many quests happen in caves. And caves are like a big source of kill XP. So on the one hand they're dangerous, on the other hand you absolutely need to venture into them. What's gotten most of my characters killed recently in hardcore has been 5-mans. The urge and desire to do 5-mans has gotten many hardcore characters killed for me recently. Wailing Caverns on Horde side. Wailing Caverns on Horde side is basically a death trap. I don't know why. Because we do that stuff in like Anniversary and like it's not a problem. But then you do it in hardcore and it's like everything falls apart. It's just like, here, let's try to skip some ads. Oh no, we pulled 3 groups and the boss. Oh no, we're dead. I think the next time I do hardcore, I think I'm gonna go on a priest. Maybe I'll do a dwarf priest. I'd like to level something in hardcore that I would like to have in TBC. You know, knowing that the character's gonna die at some point, right? I'd like to level a class that I would like to have, but that I probably wouldn't level up normally. So a priest would be good. The hardcore warlock we did was a lot of fun. We did a hardcore human warlock on the EU servers, and that character died in Nomergon at level 30. And that was a lot of fun. Skull Rock kills so many people. It's almost entertaining just to go to Skull Rock at like a much higher level and just look around at all the bodies on the ground. It's like as you approach Skull Rock, the outside is littered with bodies. As you go through it, there's more bodies. It's a very intimidating place, and yet despite all the bodies, people still go there at a low level and they still die. I lost a troll mage there, who I thought was pretty strong, before I got blasted by like 6 shadow bolts. This guy's level 46. Maybe we've gone too deeply into the cave. Kinda liked it better when we were fighting the guys that were level 43 and level 44. So we are gonna pull out of here a little bit. If I can remember the way out, I guess I'll just try to follow the trail of bodies out. Or at least I would. It looks like we've gotten respawns. If I were a cave, I would have my exit pointing in this direction. There we go. Oh, look at that. We hit level 44, and that put us, we're able to queue now for ZF. We definitely want to queue for ZF. Like, basically from now on, we always want to be in the queue for ZF. Until we hit, like, level 50, level 51 maybe. ZF is an awesome source of XP and some pretty good loot. I would say maybe we'll get the 2 one-handers and we'll turn them into the epic, but we never get both one-handers. I've only ever done it in Season of Mastery. I wouldn't mind doing an arms off-spec. I've seen some arms warriors in the dungeon we did yesterday. We had 2 arms warriors and they were doing really good damage. So, and I keep forgetting we can have dual spec. I just haven't purchased it yet. If we can get a really good 2-hander, I definitely wouldn't mind having an arms off-spec to play with. It'd be really cool to be able to switch back and forth between the 2 playstyles. Is Hinterlands a fun place to be? Hinterlands is a very, very nice place aesthetically. And there are some pretty solid kill quests and collection quests there. It just kind of suffers from what most of the late game zones suffer from, is that there's not enough to do. It's a great place, great aesthetic, some good quest. It just leaves you wanting more. I feel like the Horde side has a few more things to do there than the Alliance side also. And some of the stuff you do there on Alliance side you pick up elsewhere. Like there's a quest in Stranglethorn you pick up to find some guy's alcohol along the eastern coast. But I like Hinterlands. Can't go there until like level 50 something, but we will go there eventually. Well, everything out here looks dead. Yeah, anniversary servers came with dual spec and a bunch of changes. Like, obviously we have LFG. LFG and dual spec were probably a couple of the biggest changes for anniversary realms. Well, I didn't want to fight so deeply in the cave, but it doesn't seem like we have an option now with so many people farming here. Karen, good evening to you and welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here today. I hope you're doing well. Well, we got respawns. Yesterday somebody told me I should only heroic strike now when I'm over 80 rage. To which I thought, when the hell am I ever going to be at 80 rage? It doesn't seem like that's a real outcome. Unless I just forget to push buttons. And then I could end up at 80 rage. It's like basically what they're telling me is I should never heroic strike again, essentially. And I'm wondering if I just want to switch these 2 buttons around like so. I don't know if I've ever been this deep in this cave. CNET, welcome to the stream, man. How are you doing this wonderful Monday? I've been told it's Monday. I am doing good. Yesterday was a pretty good day. Today's been a pretty good day. I'm playing Classic Era, so like basically that's always a good time. It's almost a good time guaranteed. Perkwitch, good afternoon to you and welcome to the stream. Hope you're good today. These Yetis hit hard. That one did, yeah. The level 46 ones hit really hard. That's 2 levels above us. When we're fighting the level 44, level 43 ones, then it's a little bit smoother than that. Those higher level ones have just a ton of HP to get through. And I feel like they dodge or we miss all the time. I feel like that'd be a benefit of having an arms off spec, because I feel like if we're up against guys that are higher level than us, or even at our level, I feel like the arms spec with a good weapon would be better. Because then we're going to be doing the bleed damage, we're going to be doing the deep wounds, and then that's like persistent damage even if we miss a couple times. John, good afternoon to you and welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here today. I was in the queue for ZF, so this looks like, oh, okay, Iron Forge, Water Spring Field. I don't know where Water Spring Field is. All right. Where am I set? My Hearthstone is set in Feathermoon Stronghold, so we can just jump a really quick flight over to Tannerus. I don't know where the Water Spring Field is, so it's hard to get a handle on where these guys are at. We got one person in Gadgekstan already. Oh, I'm about to get kicked from this group. They thought I was a tank. Oh! They thought I was a tank. I'm out. ZF, it's off. Cancelled. Everything's cancelled, guys. I will not tank. I will not. Back into the queue I go. As a not tank. I don't know, like, how much clearer does it need to be? Like, let me ask this. This is a real question. Like, I'm pretty unobservant about some things. I have a really bad memory about some things. How much more clear does it need to be? There are 3 icons. They are different colors. The tank one is a shield. How do you look at a DPS in queue and think, this is a tank? I'm inviting a tank right now. Like, how does that happen exactly? As someone who is pretty dumb and pretty unobservant, like, I don't even know how it happens. Like, I don't get it. Rolls. It's a sword. This is a sword. There's no way to click on me and be like, oh, look, a warrior tank. No, it's right here. I'm a little sword guy. I don't get it. And then look at this a-hole. This is the guy from yesterday. The level 60 mage, he's queued up as a tank. And the reason he's queued up as a tank is because he's going to boost you through content. So I guess, like, you really just got to look at the roll, right? Ooh, okay. Moving on. You get me all excited for a dungeon and then kick me from the group. Nick, good afternoon, buddy. Thanks for being here. Water Spring Field is in Tannerus. Okay, well, they were all really close. Doesn't matter now. Now it has become irrelevant. Now we will sit in queue for a couple more hours. And hopefully we'll get a run eventually. I guess I could eventually, like, when I'm a higher level, I could just be a tank, but then instead of tanking anything, I could just run through the dungeon DPSing everything. I could Fury tank. That's a possibility. But I'm not going to strap on a sword and board. That's what I'm not going to do. Yeah, good luck to you guys, CNET. I hope it goes well. I'm obviously not running heroics today. And I'm obviously not hitting 90 today. I'm just like, man. Oh, I get so exhausted playing MOP. I just get fucking exhausted. I just get mentally fatigued. Like, basically right away. Like, it's not even a matter of like how long I play in a day. As soon as I get on and I think about the progression path of the stuff that I need to do, I just get fatigued. Makes me feel tired. Yeah, it is exactly like that. It's even worse though. It's even worse though because like the leveling is fatiguing and the leveling is pointless. Like leveling in MOP is completely pointless. There's no like adventure in it. There's nothing new really. Like I don't know. It's just fatiguing. Doing the questing is fatiguing. Grinding the dungeons, that's fatiguing. Like I don't know why or what the difference is, but I mean there might have been a good reason why when MOP came out initially I quit. It just could be that was like the period of time when WoW was not good for me. And the funny thing is, like, when I do endgame stuff in retail, I don't feel fatigued. Like, when I get into Mythics and I'm doing Mythics, like, I don't feel the way that I feel in MOP. So I don't know what it is. It just feels kind of pointless to me. I'm not really trying to do a deep dive into my feelings about it right now, but I guess, like, playing it makes me tired. That's, like, the easiest thing to say. Whereas I can get on Anniversary and I can play all day. And at the end of like an all-day play session in Anniversary, like I just get up and continue with my life and I feel good. After the end of a play session in Mists of Pandaria, I just want to go to bed. Like I don't want to do anything else. I just want to lay down, cover my head with a pillow and sleep. So there's that. Yeah, it's all about spam. Yeah, you gotta spam your millions of dailies and your heroics. And like I don't know, I feel like retail is like that, but there's enough different things going on in retail that it's not as tiresome. And the leveling is easier in retail, you know, like the MOP leveling, like for what the MOP leveling is, for how pointless it is, it takes too long to get to 90. For how pointless leveling is in the game at that point, like how it's not a part of the big part of the game, it's not a part of what you're gonna do. Like, you're just trying to get to level cap to do the real game, and so at that point, like, the leveling takes too long. In a game like that, where the endgame content is really all that matters, and your daily endgame grind is all that matters, just let people be at 90 basically right away. Because otherwise they're gonna get bored of it like I did. Like, if I could have hit 90 like the first couple days, then maybe I would have done some heroics. But having the time it takes to hit 90 be so long for no good reason just really burned me out. And I have a feeling that was exactly what happened back in 2012 when the game first came out. I think I was the same feeling. Like, me and my friend we grinded, we got to 90. And as soon as I started doing heroics at 90, after the 90 grind, I was just done. I was tired, I was exhausted, and I quit the game. So, yeah, the leveling needs to be shorter. And then maybe there'd be, like, less burnout for people like me. And then, like, but ultimately there's a fundamental problem with just like my brain finding a way to justify my time. When my brain tries to think about, like, what am I accomplishing, what am I working towards, what are my goals, what am I doing, when I consider those things in MoP, they're not fulfilling. Like, none of it is very fulfilling. Whereas when I'm really into a mythic season and I'm chasing rating and I'm trying to get my gear up so I can improve my rating, like, I have an impetus to play. For some reason that feels like a good impetus. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to grind my rating up, I'm trying to get gear so I can push my rating. Like, I don't know. Yeah, there's like, I have motivational problems with Mists of Pandaria. Yeah, it's a grind, isn't it? For what it is, it's a grind. Like, listen, I spend most of my time in Anniversary. I like a nice, slow leveling grind when leveling is part of the game. When leveling is a designed experience that's supposed to be an adventure, and it's supposed to be an engaging part of the game, I love slow leveling. When leveling is just something that's in my way of the actual content, then I fucking hate leveling, and it needs to go as quick as it can. You know, that's why retail leveling is good. Because retail leveling is a contrivance, but they've acknowledged that. They know that it's just a little barrier. They give people a little bit of time to learn their buttons and whatnot. And then soon enough, you're at endgame, and you're playing the real content. So yeah, I think the leveling in MoP needs to take about half as much time. 85 to 90 need to take about half as much time. And I would say the entire experience of leveling a character in MoP needs to be a lot faster. Like, in a game like MoP, where the real content is at level 90, and you expect people to do this grind every day, where they're going to grind a ton of the same dungeons over and over again. They're going to grind a ton of the same dailies over and over again. Let them get there fast. Just let them get there fast, so they don't burn out on the way there. I think it should only take about 20 or 30 hours to level a MoP character from 0 to 90. And every hour it takes over 20 hours is way too long. It's way too long for what the game is. It's way too long for the class design. It's way too long for the content that you have to get through to get to cap. The leveling in MoP from 0 to 90 should only take about 20 or 30 hours. I know people are not going to like that, but in a game where the leveling is bad and doesn't matter, it needs to happen fast. And the boost they sell, the boost should not be a level 85 boost. If you're gonna sell somebody a boost for $60, that needs to be a level 90 boost. It needs to be a max level boost, so you can, if you're gonna pay for a full game to boost, like that's the price of a full game, then you should be able to get into that game and do the real content right away. So the level boost needs to be a 90 boost that puts you in 430 gear so that you can jump into heroics right away and start doing like the only actual content that exists. That would help. Tudor, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. We have complaints. Yes, I am a negative person full of complaining. But yes, just talking about mop stuff. Thankfully, I'm not complaining about the game I'm playing. I'm enjoying the game I'm playing, and I'm complaining about a different game. And I feel like that's acceptable. Procrastination, and this is... Your name is perfect for this comment, buddy. Procrastination says, probably some similarities with college. By the time you get your degree, you don't feel like beginning a job. Yes. There you go. That's a good analogy, and it plays well into your online name. You just don't feel like it. You just put it off. Now that I got this degree, I am burned out. It's kind of like that. That sounds like maybe it's a whole nother thing, but it's a decent analogy anyway. We have one more hide to go. The good news is I've been collecting hides this whole time. And we have one more to go. You feel like Kata was worse due to the zone sucking? Yeah, like to me it doesn't matter. Like, it's a contrivance. So like, the zones are pretty, the music is pretty, the content doesn't matter. The content doesn't matter. It's like, here's 4 quests, they're in a tiny little area, go do them, come back. Here's 3 quests, they're in a tiny little area, go do them, come back. It's the same questing. And like I said, if it happened twice as fast, it would not suck as much. There would be a direct equation with less time playing, the leveling process would equate to less of it sucking. And so that would be good. Like I said, if I had hit level cap in 2 days of playing 6 hours a day, that would have been perfect. Like, my journey to max level from 85 should have been like 8 hours. You know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't be having to play more than 8 hours from 85 to 90 to get to cap when we're playing a version of the game where the only thing that matters is the stuff you do at cap. And if I had gotten to 90 in 8 or 10 hours, like, that would have been fine, and I would probably be doing some heroics right now. Maybe not, because to be quite honest, nobody was interested in watching MoP. Nobody was interested in talking about MoP while I was playing MoP. Like, it wasn't good content, and it wasn't a great time. But, you know, if I had leveled faster, then maybe I would have done some of the heroics and stuff like that. I don't know. But the leveling in my mind is just as bad, because the leveling is the same kind of contrivance. It's just something that was developed quickly and put between you and the endgame content. Something to drag out playtime. It was a way to make sure that a certain amount of playtime is achieved, even by a player that's not going to engage with the daily grind at endgame. We're going to make you level for 20 hours, so at least as a company we get that 20 hours of playtime out of you. Like, that's all that it is. It's just something to waste my time with. I'm very keen at spotting things that are designed specifically to waste my time. And MoP leveling is high up on that list. It's not fun enough for stuff to take that long. Yeah, exactly. There you go. It's not fun enough for it to take that long, and it's not intentional or purposeful enough. So yeah, those are some of my preliminary thoughts on MoP. I'm sure we'll talk about it more in the coming days. I'm not done with MoP, and I'm probably not quitting MoP, but the amount of MoP that you see on the channel is going to be not a lot of MoP. We're not going to see a lot of MoP on the channel because you guys don't really like watching MoP. And even those of you who show up every day, which I really freaking appreciate, even those of you who show up every day, like, you don't really want to engage with MoP. Like, I feel like during those MoP streams, there were a lot of people hanging out in the stream that just want to hang out and, like, support the channel. But nobody was really interested in MoP, nobody was really excited in MoP. And the people that are interested and are excited, like, they're busy playing it. You know, they're busy playing it. Like, they might have the stream going, but after an hour and a half of nobody talking in chat, and after an hour and a half of me having nothing to say, like, that's just a bad stream. Like, I'm not having a good time, you guys aren't having a good time. At one point, my wife said that she thought she lost connection because the stream had been quiet for such a long time that she was convinced that she wasn't connected to the stream anymore. But no, it was just me having nothing to say, and you guys having nothing to say, because it was boring and it wasn't a fun time. Sometimes something boring can be a fun time, but in that case, it wasn't. Yeah, like the 20 people who were hanging out with the stream all day, those 20 people were playing MOP, like they were playing the game. And I think MOP, for a lot of people, you like it or you hate it, okay? And the way that's important to me is like, if you like it, you're playing it. You're less likely to need to watch it. If you've decided not to play it and you hate it, you're not gonna watch. You know what I mean? Like, no one who has decided that they don't like MOP wants to hang out in a MOP stream. Like, regardless of if I'm having fun, regardless of how I feel, a lot of people fall on the side of the fence where they just don't enjoy MOP. They're not interested in it. Maybe it's because they did it back in 2012. They still remember all of it. They don't feel a need to experience it again. It's not necessarily nostalgic. It's just another piece of content that they've already done. And so they're not going to play MOP, and they're not going to watch somebody else play MOP. And like, more so than any other expansion on this channel, MOP has been a flop. No one's interested in the MOP content. No one wants to talk about it. No one wants to hang out with it. No one wants to see it. Unless they do, and if they do, they're just off playing it. And yes, this is not applying to everybody. There are going to be those people, like I said, the 20 people who enjoy it, who are going to be there for it. But, you know, I have actual data. And the actual data, like, for me, shows that MOP is probably the least interesting version of the game that I've ever played on this channel. It has gotten the least amount of engagement across the recorded series and streams. Like, the Shaman episode 1 that I did is probably the worst performing episode 1 of any WoW content that I've done on the channel. It's the worst. Like, statistically, it's the worst episode 1 that I've ever put up. And that's important to me. Hardcore is always good. Like, vanilla always does well. Whenever I play vanilla, you guys enjoy it, I enjoy it, we hang out, we chat, we have a good time. And most versions of the game are that way. Even leveling up in Cataclysm was more interesting to people than MOP, apparently, because more people hung out when we were leveling characters in Cata. I think MOP is the threshold. MOP is the threshold. More people watch when I play retail. Because there's a lot of people that don't play retail that don't hate retail. There's a lot of people that don't play retail, aren't super interested, but they're interested enough to take a look. Whereas with MOP, there is no group of people like that. You know, there aren't a lot of people who have decided they're not going to play MOP, but they're still really interested in what might be going on with it. Whereas with retail, there is that group of people who, like, they don't play retail, but it doesn't mean that they're not interested to see it from time to time. And I would much rather spend a day or two a week playing retail. Knowing that it's going to be more fun, knowing that it's going to be more interesting, and knowing that we're going to be able to have good chats and hang out and have a good time with it. Which did not happen in any of the MOP streams. Shane, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream, and thanks for being here today. Let's put it this way. I guess I'll say this, and this will probably be the last I say about it right now, unless you guys like have things to say or you have questions. Those few days that I streamed MOP were the first time in about 3 years where I thought to myself at multiple times, would I be doing more for the world and for people and with my life if I just went back and started when I was a training developer again? What if I just go back and I'm a training developer again? And at least that way, like, I'm doing something that I feel has some value to people. Like, I'm teaching people skills they need to do a job. That always felt rewarding. It took like 3 days of the mop streams and how miserable and lonely it felt. And just it just felt like nobody was having a good time, myself included. And it felt like I wasn't bringing any positivity or peace or anything good to any of you guys. And it took 3 days of that, and I was just like, maybe I should just go get a real job. Maybe I'll just go back to training and development. And yeah, I haven't felt that way in 3 years. So there's that. That was a very important feeling. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly why I immediately, after that, I scheduled a Classic Era stream. It's because at least that was something that I knew I was going to enjoy. It's always the shaman with this quest that we have a hard time with. I'm gonna head south and see if we can tag a few shaman while this area tries to respawn. We don't need maulers at all. We need warlocks, shaman, and brutes. But we're gonna have to kill a few of these guys anyway, just to get them out of our way. Dan, thank you so much for the $10 super. That is very kind of you. I really appreciate that. And thanks for hanging out with us today. Oh yeah, I mean with Mop it was like when a new thing comes out and it's as big as Mop, you make yourself play it and you hope for the best. But for me, like, if I can't find the joy in it, I can't keep doing it. With retail, it's like specific content is very fun, and then other content is not. So retail is more hit or miss. Like, we did the Draenei Heritage Armor quest, and that was awesome. I had a great time with that. We did the lore walking episodes in retail, the 3 new lore walking campaigns, and I had a lot of fun with that. I thought they were really good. So retail's at a point where, like, it's hit or miss. Like, sometimes things are a lot of fun. Sometimes they're not. Usually the place I have the least fun is in the leveling process. And thankfully in retail, the leveling process is basically non-existent. And then you're quickly geared up and doing some relevant content. The road to relevant content in MoP was too long. It was way too long. Like, to be fair, I still have after 20 hours, I haven't done any actual relevant content in MoP yet. And the other difference is, retail is going to grow and change. They're already turning corners narratively, and just like from a game design perspective, like they've turned a lot of corners. And so that's a game that's always going to grow, always going to change, always going to evolve. So even if you're not too hot on some things that are in retail today, it might not be that way in the next big patch. It might not be that way in the next expansion. But something like MoP is going to be exactly what it is. MoP is just going to be what it is. It's Mists of Pandaria Classic. If you don't like it and you're not having a good time, then you're probably not going to like it or have a good time at any point while it's out. Whereas with retail, they're constantly doing stuff now, constantly trying to respond to people's feedback and make stuff more fun. Make stuff feel better. And I feel like as they get into these later patches in War Within, you see more influences from medicine and like more influences from just like a different group of people from the group of people that made Shadowlands, that made Dragonflight, that made the first half of War Within. Like, we're finally seeing the corner get turned. So that's why I'll always keep going back to retail. Like, I'll always check out new stuff in retail because I find stuff that I like there. But also, it's something that's constantly evolving and changing. And as I found out in Season 3 of Dragonflight, like, sometimes I find pieces of content that I really, really love. Yeah, there you go. MoP has a leveling grind and the leveling sucks. Retail doesn't have a leveling grind and the leveling sucks. Right. If leveling is going to suck, what you want is for it to be over fast. You want it to be over really, really fast. And retail has definitely gotten to that point where, like, you might not have a lot of fun leveling, but that's okay. You're not going to do it for very long. So don't worry about it. I would love it if some of these guys would separate a bit. Dave, good afternoon to you, buddy. Welcome to the stream. We have a level 47 Tauren Druid stalking around here. Going after our warlocks. How dare you, sir? Well, let's go back to the north and see if we can find some more brutes. And Dave, I found that the Thorns icon and the Entangling Roots icon look too similar. It's never caused me to die, but I have looked at those buttons before, and I've hit a button thinking it was going to do one thing and then found out it was the wrong spell. Yes, the Thorns and the Entangling Roots icon, like if you're not like paying attention, they look very similar. I can definitely see how that would happen to a person. Intelligent, welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here today. Whoops. We body pulled. Maybe if I do hardcore again, it's gonna have to be on like a warlock. Because I don't have a lot of good reflexes for staying alive anymore. Maybe having a Voidwalker pet would keep us alive. Either Warlock or Priest. Priest is obviously like pretty survivable on its own. Justin, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well today. Warlock is easy mode. I need easy mode. Hardcore easy mode is still really challenging for me. My son brought me some food that my wife made, so I may turn my camera off here in a minute or two and eat it. It's a fried egg, a biscuit, and some sausage links. Alright, I'm gonna turn my cam off, I'm gonna keep playing, and I am gonna eat this food, and I will see you guys on the flip side. Alright, we need 4 more shaman. Marlena, good evening to you and welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well today. Yeah, the trick with the shaman is you just have to be okay killing anything in this area, and then the respawn rate is actually pretty fast, so eventually they will respawn as shaman. You just have to grind right here for a little bit. The mage lords, the battle masters, like any of those could come in as shaman. But yes, typically the shaman are the hardest ones to find. Amy, thank you. And it was really, really delicious. Thanks so much. What buff did I get after eating? The same buff that I always get, patience. Yeah, food buffs my patience. Oh, this is not great. Let's pop a potion. There we go. It prevents condition hangry. Exactly. Today there are no tanks and no healers. Look at all the DPS in queue for Zul'Farrak. There's like 3 groups, maybe even 4 groups worth of DPS. There's 2 healers, but there's 0 tanks. That's a problem. We are done here. We can stop killing these ogres. And it looks like with that, we'll be headed back to Feathermoon Stronghold, so I might just hearth back. Save a little bit of travel time. Yeah, let's do it that way.
Ishnu'Allah. Good luck, friend.
Good day to you. See you later. See you around. Have a good
We'll take the follow-up. We're not going to do this one yet,
safe travels.
but we will come back and do it later. It's level 48.
What brings you here?
Vishnu del Diable, del Latris. Farewell. Peace be with you. Farewell. Greetings. Good luck, friend. Del Nadris. Ishnu'Allah. Go in peace. Can I assist you? Goodbye.
Alright, I think we're gonna go to the south, down to the island, and we'll go after Lord Shishomaru and retrieve his mysterious relic. After that, we might be heading back to Tanarus to do some of the pirate stuff in the Pirate Cove. Or we could just kill turtles for a long time, and we could level up our cooking. That's also an option. I mean, forget about Skull Rock. This is probably one of the most terrifying places to approach on hardcore. The mob density inside this place is insane, and the respawn rate is insane, and they can do stuff like this, which can obviously get you into a lot of trouble. Basically, if your hardcore character is sick of life, you bring him here. We have a level 48 human warlock. That could make this a little bit easier on us, clearing to the back of the cave. Somebody's already been deep in here. Level 50 undead rogue. An undead rogue. I don't think the Horde have any quests here. I wonder if he's mining? Yeah, I wonder why he's here. My god, this place is like a hub of activity. We've got a lot of people here hanging out. They're just hanging out. We got another warlock. We have multiple warlocks. Lots and lots of warlocks. There's Lord Shishomaru, but we're not gonna tag him because of all the warlocks. Oh, look at that. We got an invite. That's super kind of them. And there we go, there's our mysterious relic. Kind of a bummer, like, I kind of want to grind here for a bit, because that's a lot of the XP from the quest, is us having to fight through this cave. So on the one hand, it's nice to get some help killing this guy and getting the item. On the other hand, I don't want to lose, like, a bunch of kill XP. So yeah, I might stay here and fight these guys for a little bit. Dustin, welcome to the stream, man. How have you been? Thanks for being here today. Well, glad to have you here today, and whenever you can be here. Real life is definitely a thing that happens. It can be very troublesome. The rested XP guide tells you to grind 2 levels here? Oh my god. I can't imagine. Grind 2 levels here, jeez. It'd be a lot of levels to grind here. And these guys, this is not like a chill place to be either. As you can see, like, we are probably gonna get killed here. I'm gonna blow all my cooldowns. And we're probably still gonna die. Wow. We got really lucky. I had to blow Recklessness and my Death Wish. We've been here before. I've never grinded multiple levels here. Usually I just grind my way in, grind my way out. Is there really no other options at this level than to grind the same cave for 2 levels? It's rough. Yeah, it's classic era. It is rough. Grinding at this level probably would be the right move, because we don't have a lot of quests to do. We're at that point when you start to run out of quests. And I don't think that really ever goes away. I mean, eventually, if you can get yourself into Ungoro, then you have Ungoro, you have Fellwood, you have Winterspring, you have Eastern and Western Plaguelands. Once you get to level 52... you have some more quest options, but basically, like, getting from 42 to 52 is quite a grind. Have we gone to Hinterlands? No, we're not high enough level for Hinterlands yet. We need a few more levels for Hinterlands stuff. We have some things to do back in Stranglethorn. So we're going to do some more stuff in Tannerus. We have Zanzil's Secret. We have Bloodcell Buccaneers back in Stranglethorn to do eventually. So we have some stuff scattered here and there. We just don't have a ton of quests to do in any one zone. I mean, of course, the alternative to grinding in a place like solo is to do dungeons. But as you guys have seen, getting into a dungeon as a DPS doesn't happen. You can sit in queue all day, because there are a ton of DPS options Mainly just rogues, it looks like right now. 1, 2, 3. Like a bunch of rogues, basically. But yeah, getting into a 5-man is basically impossible if you're not a tank or a healer. And then your only real option is to grind solo. I don't think I would do it in a cave though. If I was gonna grind for a while, I would do it in like some nice ambience. Like maybe somewhere in Stranglethorn would be good. I don't think I would grind in a cave for 2 hours. That sounds really depressing. It sounds like a decision made just to purposely make players really sad. Grind in this insane respawn cave for 2 hours. For 2 levels. 2 levels, that would be like probably 10 hours. And obviously what really starts to help at this level is having rested XP. If you have alts you can play and you can like bank rested XP and kind of go back and forth, then it's going to make it a lot less painful to get to that magical level 52. Dustwallow Marsh. Yeah, there's like a couple of things in Dustwallow Marsh. The Burning Crusade turned Dustwallow Marsh into an actual zone with a bunch of questing for Horde and Alliance. But prior to the TBC revamp of Dustwallow Marsh, there's simply not a lot going on there. And I think some of it we might have already outleveled, unfortunately.
I am listening. Goodbye.
Let's take a look. That's an elite. I think that's a Maradon quest. Mudrock Soup and Bugs. 8 forked Mudrock tongues. I think those are frogs. I'm not 100% sure. This one's an escort quest. See, some of these we're on the cusp of out leveling, like level 38. Level 36 we've out leveled. Yeah, see, some of these we've kind of out leveled, and there's not a lot. There's only like a handful of quests. Not a lot of options.
Peace be with you.
So that's basically all we can do here now. We're done here until we can come back to do the Rage Scar Yeti. We have this one here, the Woodpaw Knolls, that's kind of sitting in the middle of the zone. When we come back, we can do that one. But I think now we're headed back to Tannerus. Let's grab some more food here at the food vendor.
I'm listening. May the stars guide you. How may I help? Good luck.
Alright, I'm gonna go refill my coffee while we are in flight. I will be right back. So I guess if I want to, with my upcoming talent points, I could start going into other trees. Would I grab anything in the arms tree? I don't know. It'd be nice to have Rend actually deal some damage. Getting into improved charge could be good. Tactical mastery could be useful. I don't know if we'll get down to deep wounds. 10. Yeah, I mean, we could. We could get down to deep wounds. I think I want to set up an arms build. We'll have to, next time we're at a trainer, we'll grab dual spec. And we'll set up an arms build, and then we just have to see if we get a decent two-handed weapon. To turn in over at Steamweedle Port. We have a bounty poster I should pick up in case I go down to the Pirate Cove. I think I'm gonna kill turtles for a bit and maybe get some turtle meat to level our cooking. And we'll spend a little bit of time on that. And then maybe we'll go into the Pirate Cove and try to do all that stuff. We're a little bit of a low level for that. I tend to wait until level 45, but we'll see if we can grind 45 out on the turtles. Not sure if that'll pan out or not. I'm gonna change my Hearthstone.
Yo.
And then we have a blue weapon that I've been carrying around that I want to pop into the bank. And Karen, have a good rest of your night. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Time is money, friend.
There we go. That'll free up a little bit of space.
Hurry back.
seeing ya. Later. Okie-dokie.
At this point, it doesn't seem like we're ever going to do Uldaman. So I'm going to drop these quests.
Interesting.
Yo, have a good one.
Good day to you. Have a good one.
What have you missed? We fought some mobs in Feralus. We fought some mobs in Tannerus. We traveled. You've missed traveling and button pushing. Traveling and button pushing. So basically, you've missed everything at this point. We found a black pearl. I wonder if that sells for anything on the auction house. Yeah, they have a chance to drop turtle meat. They're dropping more zesty clam meat than anything else. And I don't have a recipe for zesty clam meat right now. I wonder where we could get one. Sometimes that's true. Sometimes you can find recipes for local meat. I feel like that happens more early on in the game than it does at a higher level. I wonder if I could fish here. No. Oh man, that's so sad. And we can't fish here. It's brutal. Might as well just delete and re-roll the character. Yeah, how dare he fish right in front of me? How dare he? How rude is that? To just blatantly show off his fishing skill right in front of me after I failed at fishing. Freaking jerk. Alright, we killed every single turtle on the way south, and we got 7 turtle meat. That's gonna equate to 7 skill ups, which is not a lot. It's not awful, but it's not a lot. What we really need, we need a recipe to cook our clam meat. We're also getting zesty clam meat, and I don't have a recipe for that. Maybe I gotta visit the Pig and Whistle back in Stormwind City. Maybe they'll sell a recipe. We are gonna try to go into the pirate cove here and do the pirate stuff. We might not be high enough level yet, but we're gonna see. I always end up buying the books off the auction house. The cooking book is in Ashenvale. And the fishing book might be at Booty Bay. But I always end up just buying them for a couple gold. When I'm not broke. Which is some of the time. Wowhead says I can get a recipe for undermine clam chowder. The undermine? Huh. Jabby and Tanner sells it. Okay, so yeah, maybe that's the guy back in town. Maybe that's the cooking guy back in town. I will definitely have a look before I vendor all of my zesty clam meat. Yeah, we're in trouble. This is a problem. Let's maybe do a fear. Seem okay. That didn't work at all. That was just, it didn't work. We might be dead. Yeah, this might be a ripperoni. I'm gonna pop my cooldowns and hope for the best. Well, there we go. 2 cooldowns later and we survived. Looks like we have a hunter, night elf hunter over here, also clearing the area. We have quite a few people working here. Eventually we're gonna have to look for the name guy on the wanted poster. He respawns right in the middle. If we're lucky, we can pull him without a bunch of ads, depending on how they spawn in. If we're not lucky, then with all the competition here, we'll never get him. We also need an item out of one of the houses. I think it's this house. So let's try to clear upstairs. Maybe someone's already cleared up there. Oh, that's what it looks like. Yeah. They already cleared the whole place out for us. So that's an easy one. And now we have respawns. Apparently we're just forming a line. Some of these are horde, so it's just competing with these guys now, I guess. Yeah, maybe I just wait till they're all done and I focus on other stuff. This doesn't seem like a situation that needs one more player involved. So yeah, let's just focus on the kill quest for now and we'll come back for that one. Piotr, I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. As someone who never plays a Fury Warrior, I don't know if I'm doing it the right way. I'm sure I'm not. Like, I think a lot of people would say don't bother with Rend, and I still hit Rend every fight, so I really don't know what the optimal way is to play this spec. Because I have never researched it. From what I was told yesterday, you only use Heroic Strike technically if you're over 80 rage, but you're never over 80 rage. Unless you're just standing there not pushing buttons, then I guess you could be over. So yeah, I really don't know. And I'm never in Berserker stance anyway, so I can never Whirlwind. Well, this seems bad. This is definitely not a great situation for us to be in. This might be a whirlwind type of situation. Nah, it doesn't do any damage. Like, I think whirlwind kind of sucks. It doesn't really do any damage. So unless you're hitting a bunch of targets with it, I don't know if it's worth it. Doesn't whirlwind hit with both weapons at once? Sure, let's say that it does. Is it still worth it on a single target? I don't know. It could be, but I don't know. Why did they make it so charge can only be used out of combat? Probably PvP. So people weren't charging around from target to target in PvP. This would probably be overpowered. A lot of the choices that you think about from a PvE perspective that don't seem to make sense, they're the way that they are because of PvP balancing. Yeah, I'm not a PvPer either. I always like make myself think about PvP though whenever I think like, why does this ability suck? I try to think like, well, what would happen in PvP if it were different? And then typically that's the answer. Which sucks. It's one of the unfortunate externalities of trying to balance a game for both PvE and PvP. Is that sometimes you have to do stuff for the benefit of PvP balance that doesn't really make sense for PvE. And to be fair, we have Intercept, and we can use Intercept in combat, but Intercept doesn't generate rage. It costs rage. And I'm not sure if there's an interrupt associated with Intercept. So it's like you can use that in combat, but it's not nearly as beneficial as a charge would be. Do I have Tactical Mastery yet? No, I don't. If we want Tactical Mastery, we're still quite a ways away from that. I went all the way down the Fury Tree first so that we can get Bloodthirst. Well, that was the last of our potions. Next time we get into a situation like that, it's going to be the end of us. I just don't think Whirlwind's very strong. I think single targeting there and like hoping for some bigger crits would have been the way to go. So it just never strikes me that Whirlwind's very strong, especially against 2 mobs. Against 2 mobs, I'd probably be better off with Cleave because I am spec'd into improved Cleave. So we got 120% bonus to Cleave damage. Does Intercept have a stun? It might, I don't know. I never use it, so I have no idea. What speed are the weapons? 1.9 and 1.8. We really need some swashbucklers. We really just need anything to fight that's not currently dead. This place is swarming with players today. This might be the most players here that I've ever seen. It's really something. I want like 2.6 speed. These have been working fine. And they're good blues, and they have fiery enchant on them, so I'm okay. I appreciate the feedback, though. If I want big crits, I'll go arms. Which I'm planning to build a off-spec for arms anyway. As soon as we get a good two-handed weapon, we're going to do a dual-spec, off-spec for arms. And that way, when I'm in the mood for big crits, we can just switch out, have a slightly different play style. I feel like we've already done the Badlands stuff on this character, haven't we? Maybe not. No, I think we have. Yeah, this is, like the last in the chain. I think we did all the rock elemental stuff already. It's hard to remember what character I was on, but pretty sure it was this one. Well, that's all the dock workers we need. We need a couple more pirates, a couple more freebooters, and a handful of swashbucklers. Those only spawn over here, and we're just not getting a lot of them. Ah yes, the pirate footlockers. These contain parts of a map. We have a couple of them. Upper map fragments and upper. This is what always happens. We always keep pulling the same map fragment over and over again. I can't remember the last time that I actually put the map together and completed that quest. It's been a little while. It's been a few characters. What's really funny is, like, I played a lot of warriors, and it's like no matter what spec I do, there's always going to be a camp of people that think the other spec is better. It's like when I play arms warriors, all people do is tell me about how good Fury is. When I play Fury Warriors, all people do is tell me about how good arms is. I'm like, okay, I see. That's why we're gonna have a dual spec. So that I can play with both of the builds. We just have to get a really good two-handed weapon. And then we probably won't have an enchant for it, unfortunately. But yeah, step number 1, find a decent weapon. It's going to be kind of hard because, you know, I've only been in queue for ZF all day long and have not gotten a group yet. Kind of makes getting weapons tough. Bunch of DPS, no tanks, no heals. Am I going to try to get the Whirlwind Axe? Probably not. From what I know, it's a lot of effort. I think I had the Ravager Axe or whatever it is out of Scarlet Monastery, but I think I vendored it. I didn't think I was ever going to use it, so I vendored it. It's definitely a good call. They can come back and die whenever they're quite ready. I'm not going to chase them. Yes, come back. Come on back. Your fate is sealed. You've got nowhere to go. There you go. Alright, well that's the kill quest done. And now we just need a bunch more pirate hats, and maybe we'll get the tag Andre, although we've only seen him once. I mean, I could throw the weapon and I can do 5 damage a throw, but it doesn't really matter. Or I could just wait until they come back and I can just kill them with a melee attack. It's like, for all intents and purposes, it's the same. And if I kill them far away from me, I'm going to have to run to them to loot them anyway. So in my mind, it makes more sense when they're not going to pull adds just to let them come back all on their own and die to a melee swing so I can loot them and move on with my life. But to each their own, there's lots of ways to play the game and I respect all of them. David, welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here today. We did some stuff in Feralus earlier. That's really all you've missed. We did Feralus stuff, and we've been in Tannerus the rest of the time. We killed some Yeti, we killed some ogres, and now we're killing pirates. As one does. Andre seems to have a bit of a longer respawn timer than the other mobs. My hope is if we keep it clear, maybe we get a shot at him. The area is kind of empty of other players at the moment, although that could change any time. I'll just try to keep an eye on it. I would like to get him before we leave here. I have a feeling this level 46 is also waiting to tag the name guy. Just a feeling I have. I could be wrong. The druid priest combo over here looks fun. The druid tank is just gathering up like a bunch of them, then we got a healer and a moonkin just blasting them. We missed him. He was just to my left. Oh, play with a more zoomed out camera, Robert. This is why you should zoom your camera out. Your camera's too close. Zoom out your camera. I can just see the comments now. I don't know if we're gonna get this guy today. I'm gonna stay here until I get the rest of my pirate hats, then we're gonna peace out. Should have called dibs. Didn't call dibs. Epic fail. It's crazy that there's so many people here, it's hard to find any living mobs. I'm not getting involved in that. No, no, no. There we go, let that reset. Can't get any tags. I'm not going in there. Carnifex, you logged into the mop character select screen and then logged out. That was your experience with the expansion. Yeah, I mean, I guess if that told you all you needed to know, then there's no reason not to just be done with it. I played for a few days, and I ended each of those days feeling tired and empty, which is not really what I'm looking for. For some reason right now my latency is really high. I have 800 MS. If this does not come down on its own, I'm gonna log in and log out. I've had this happen before, and logging back in has resolved it right away. It looks good now. It still says that it's 800, but I'm not feeling the lag anymore. I thought maybe we'll find some mobs up top. Nope, they're all dead up top too. There's some in the bowels of the ship, I just don't know if I want to head down there. Probably get stuck down there for the rest of my life. Yeah, it still says I have a lot of MS. I'm gonna log out and log back in and see if that resolves this. I'm not feeling the MS anymore, but it's still red, and it shouldn't be red. Nah, it's still really high. And this is the most MS I've ever seen playing on these servers. I guess I'll just live with it. It doesn't seem to be impacting me too much. About 2 hours ago, the EU servers went down for a couple seconds because of mop or something. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I've been playing all day, it's been fine, but yeah, now I'm having a lot of MS. So maybe it's related, maybe it's just, it could be anything else. Everything looks good on my end. My abilities are still responsive and loot is still responsive. Typically when I actually have high MS, you can feel a little bit of a delay from when you push a button to when the button goes off, but that's not happening here. I push the button immediately happens. So like, I wonder if this is just not displaying correctly. Because I know what it feels like to have this much MS, and that's not what's happening right now. So I think this might be just telling us the wrong info at the moment. We'll see when I loot this corpse. If there's any delay at all, we'll be able to see it in the looting. But so far there's been no ability delay. Let's see. Yeah, we're looting immediately. Yeah, I think this is wrong right now. I don't think I actually have 800 MS, because I would feel that for sure. We need one more hat and we can get out of this cove. This is probably the most people I've ever seen in one place. Just endlessly grinding on these quests. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's never happened before, and it doesn't seem to be causing an issue. And if it's not causing an issue, then it's not an issue. So, right now I think it's just displaying incorrectly. There was lag initially, before I restarted, and then there wasn't lag, but I think it's just a display issue at this point. Yeah, he's up, but there's no way I'm gonna get to him. I've kind of given up on the poster quest. We'll see, maybe we can tag him. Could be time for thrown weapon. Well, there we go. We got him, chat, we got him. Didn't seem like it was gonna happen for a while, but we did it. Alright, and then we need one more hat, and then we're done with everything here. Tony, thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate that. I'm sorry about real life, but I hope you have a good rest of your day. And we'll catch you next time. It seems like they ran out of pirate hats. To be fair, I don't think a single one of these NPCs is wearing a hat, so when they don't drop hats, it kind of makes sense. There we go. All I had to do was talk about it. Why do I play a girl character when a cool muscle man's available? Because I am a fucking cool muscle man, dude. And I've been a dude my whole life. So when I play a game where I have to look at the character for 300 hours, what I do, instead of making a character that I want to be, I make a character I like to look at. Because I'm already a big muscle dude. That's it. That's the answer. Why are you not a big muscle dude? That's what you should ask yourself. True story. Don't you even lift, bro? Yeah, I don't roleplay my characters. I just play the game. So what I like to do is I like to make a character that I like to look at. Everybody's different. Everybody wants something different from their video game experience, and that's okay. But there's not really a good reason to come into somebody's stream and be like, why are you playing a girl character? What's the problem? It's not a problem. Just what I prefer. I think I stopped wanting to be my video game character around the time I was like 15 or 16 years old. That was around the maturity level when I stopped trying to create characters that I wanted to be. And instead I just started trying to be a person that I liked, and then I could play video games just what I want to look at. Yeah, it happened pretty early on. When I was asking why the dude didn't lift, I was just being a dick. I'm not being serious. Sometimes I don't think you guys can tell when I'm joking and when I'm not joking. Sometimes I don't know when I'm joking and when I'm not joking. Sometimes the line is blurry. sometimes even when I'm joking, there's a kernel of truth, and sometimes it's all horse shit. I don't think you guys know when I'm saying stuff and it's actually all horse shit. A good example is when I was going off and the guy asking him why didn't he lift, etc., etc. That's clearly me being a character and just fucking around with him. You know what I mean? So I don't want any YouTube comments about how I'm body shaming people or any shit like that, because I was just doing a bit. It was just a bit to be funny. In response to a question that I hate, I chose to just do a bit and be really exaggerative. And I hope that you guys can tell when I'm full of shit, because that was one of those times. I just thought I'd address it so I can avoid the YouTube comments about how I'm body shaming men. Because I don't really give a shit. I'm not Mr. Fitness over here. I was just having a go because I thought it'd be funny. In reality, no one should bother weightlifting. It's a huge waste of time. It's a huge waste of time. I'd say don't bother with it. It's a big waste of time. One day you're gonna die. One day you'll get stabbed with a knife. So yeah, make sure you are real ripped. You got some big guns for the day you get stabbed with a knife. Sorry. That's just how it is. I'm just body shaming myself. You can body shame yourself. That's fine. I won't do it. Is that a friendly Naga? I think friendly is probably stretching the definition of friendly in this case. He's a non-aggressive Naga. If I remember correctly, maybe he's for a mage quest? I think he's for a mage quest. I could be wrong. I went to him once on some character. I just can't remember what. You know what? It might have been a Season of Discovery thing, though. I take it all back. I don't know what the guy does. It might have been a Season of Discovery thing I'm thinking about. I don't know what good he is in the core game. I can't believe I've been in the queue all day and haven't... Oh, I'm not in the queue. Oh, when did I leave the queue? When did I group up? Oh man, we were in queue for a while, but I grouped up with somebody at some point. I don't remember why or what for. It doesn't matter. Look at this mess. Just a pile of DPS with 0 tanks. I haven't seen like a free range tank all day. Oh, there's a tank right there. We got tank healer. We got plenty of deeps. I wonder if there's a case to put the automated group finder into Burning Crusade, or if that would just be a shit take and people would hate it. It sucks to sit in queue all day and not get invited. And that kind of stuff doesn't happen with the automated queues. People would riot. I mean, Anniversary has had a lot of changes, though. Anniversary has this LFG. We didn't have this LFG in vanilla. We got dual spec. Definitely didn't have dual spec. Like, I feel like Anniversary is a place where they can make changes. And, like, the classic Arrow Realms are for the people that don't want changes. Like, you're always going to have your classic Arrow Realms that don't have changes. And I feel like that lets them do a lot more with the Anniversary Realms than they would have been able to do otherwise. I like the group finder when I'm DPS, because like otherwise I never get into a group. I'm a DPS warrior. Like, no warrior tank is gonna invite me when there's 15 rogues and 26 mages. Like, if let's say a tank warrior puts together a group, if they're looking at me, a DPS warrior bound to steal all their gear, or they're looking at a mage or a rogue or a hunter or a warlock, they're going to take any of those other classes over me 100% of the time. They're never going to take a DPS warrior if they can avoid it, because, you know, that's just someone that can roll on their loot. So it makes it really hard to play the game as, like, a DPS warrior, per se, when I just can't get into any groups. Yeah, if you're a rogue, then that's great, because you'll get lots of invites as a rogue, for sure. A lot more invites than I get as a DPS warrior. A shaman tank. That's how we get groups. We just go play the shaman tank. We get groups for days, as long as we're willing to tank, apparently. Because there are no tanks. But Tutor, I appreciate it, man. I don't know if I even want to do one right now. I've been waiting all day, and now the afternoon is getting late. I would have loved to do a run like an hour or so ago. I don't even know if I have time to do one at this point. I tank all the time. I used to tank like all the time. I'm just kind of sick of tanking. Maybe I should try this whole like a Fury tank thing. Maybe I should just queue as a tank, go into the run, and hit stuff. Question mark, question mark, question mark, profit. I think that's all CNET does when he tanks. I think he just goes into the run as Fury and hits stuff. Doesn't seem too hard. Maybe I should just give it a try. Worst case scenario, I get booted from a group. Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last. Alright, it would explain his DPS. Yeah, I think he just hits stuff. Maybe not. Maybe he throws Thunders out here and there. I don't know. No, I just don't want to tank anymore.
Hey, how you doing?
I would honestly rather heal than tank. Like, if it, at this point, I'd rather just follow along and heal people than have to tank stuff.
Have a good one.
Hey there. See you later. See you around.
I have a deal for you.
Healing in Classic era is really easy. Step 1, start pressing healing buttons. Step 2, don't stop pressing them. There's really no expectations. Like, in other versions of the game, you're expected to output a certain amount of DPS as well as heal. But in Classic era, there's not really the same expectation. Although, as a paladin, you could just auto-attack between when you have to heal. Like, you can still contribute to DPS if you want to. And a lot of times, in earlier dungeons, you're going to find yourself bored as a healer because people don't take lots and lots of damage. And not unless something weird is happening. Alright, I'm going to grind out this last little bit to level 45 on the turtles here, and then I would like to go back to town and maybe do some cooking. Cook all of our turtle meat. We have to see if we can find that recipe for the undermine gumbo or whatever it was called. Supposedly the guy back in Gajakstan has it. And then we can cook all of our zesty clam meat too. A Blood Elf Pally healer would be awesome. Yeah, that'd be the perfect thing to play when the pre-patch comes out. I'll probably end up doing a paladin also. But, yeah, I just don't know. I don't know if I'm going to keep all my gameplay on the Horde side or on Alliance side. That's like the biggest thing I have trouble with right now. But either way, I'm going to do a Pally. If I'm fully on Alliance by then, I'm going to do a Draenei Paladin. I think a Draenei Paladin would be pretty cool. I think I'm like semi-committed to going Alliance and TBC. I have a lot of fun on that shaman though. Shami's a lot of fun. But I'll probably end up on Alliance, and in that case my Pally's gonna be a Draenei. I don't really know what I'm gonna do on that Paladin, but I'm definitely gonna level it up. Kind of looking forward to like any class changes they make in TBC. They've basically said they're going to make adjustments, make some changes. So some of the classes might look a little bit different than we're used to in TBC. Did Pallies get Crusader Strike in TBC, or was that Wrath of the Lich King? I can never remember. It was TBC that they got Crusader Strike? Well, that's nice. Like, basically as soon as the Pally gets Crusader Strike, it finally feels complete. It must have been Divine Storm that didn't get put in until Wrath of the Lich King then. I remember Wrath having a pretty big revamp for Pallies that added like a lot of power to Ret. I feel like TBC was the, or not TBC, I feel like Wrath was the first time that Ret was good. And then like in TBC, if you were a Pally, you were either a healer, like mostly you were a healer, or you could tank. But I don't know if you were as good of a tank as a warrior still, like you were just like a decent tank. The nice thing about being a holy Pally is that like you just get handed gear all the time because nobody else can use healing plate, so like any plate drops that has intellect and stuff on it, it's just automatically yours. It's really quick to gear up. When is TBC coming out? We don't really know, but they said spring of 2026. But originally they said winter of 2025. Now it's spring of 2026. So we don't know. Unfortunately, not anytime super soon. We are still in the vanilla era for a long time. When they announced the anniversary realms, I kind of wished back then that they would have just launched them in TBC. Like, I was ready for TBC back when they did the announcement. But then again, probably the reason for that is right before they had done the announcement, I had just capped a pally at 60 in Classic Era, like on the old Era servers. And then it was only like a couple weeks after that that they did the announcement for the Anniversary Realms. So that's probably why I was just ready for TBC. So I had just done the vanilla 1 to 60. Arvin, that's awesome. Good luck, buddy. Looking back, the TBC heroics were hard, but part of me realizes they were hard because I mean I was worse at the game, and I think a lot of people were worse at the game, and that definitely made them a lot harder. I didn't even have a mouse with side buttons back then. Like, all my key bindings were like atrocious key bindings that were incredibly hard to press. Nothing was optimized. It was a bad time. My computer could probably barely run the game. So like, so much is different. Like, I don't know if it was like that it was hard necessarily, but it was just like everyone was kind of a worse player and we had worse tools. We didn't know as much and the tools we had weren't as good. But yeah, the heroics were a blast. Going after your dungeon set. Like, just that rite of passage about doing all the heroics a billion times to get all the pieces for your heroic set. Things I'm not looking forward to, the Black Morass dungeon. Not looking forward to doing Black Morass over and over and over again. Maybe it'll feel better these days. It was really punishing because if you died at any point, you had to do the whole thing over. And it was like a hardcore dungeon basically. Like, if you died at any point and you wiped at any point, you had to start the whole event again with the portals opening and stuff. I feel like most people started off as clickers. I started off as a clicker. My friend told me right away not to do it. I got lucky. I got some coaching like really early on. I didn't really listen to him right away. He was like, yeah, you don't want to click your abilities. And I was like, it's fine. I can click them. And he's like, yeah, you don't really want to get into the habit of doing that though. And so, you know, eventually I started working in some basic keybinds and... But not having an MMO mouse back then, like, my life was miserable for a long time. So I don't have a lot of finger dexterity, so I can't reach 6 or 7 on my keyboard without looking. So, yeah, it was tough for a long time. And I was trying to warrior tank back then. That was tough. Few more turtles here and we should ding. We're getting pretty close. And we actually have a lot of turtle meat. We got 23 turtle meat. Should be able to level up our cooking quite a bit. And there we go. I mean, I'm still gonna kill the rest of these turtles. But we can spend our talent point. Where do I want to spend my talent point? I really don't know. We could go into Blood Craze for some health regeneration. We could make Execute a little bit cheaper. We could increase the area effect and duration of our shouts. Or we could start going into arms. I don't know if there's really any good reason to go into arms. We're not really using rend anymore. I don't think we need to increase chance to parry. I'm not doing a lot of heroic strike. So I don't really know if that's the way. Same thing here. I don't think there's any reason to go into prot. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. We could go Berserker Rage. I don't know. Nothing seems really juicy. I think we're probably beyond all the juicy talents. I mean, we could work our way down to deep wounds, but I just stopped using rend, so I don't know if it's worth it. We'll do a deep wounds build when I build an arms build. That's when we'll go into deep wounds. I'm gonna go for the HP regeneration and see if that helps at all while we're leveling up. Let's run back to town. We will do all of our cooking. We never found Caliph. Let's run through this area. Maybe we'll just get really lucky and we'll happen across him. It's unlikely, but you know, anything's possible, I guess. Well, once again, no luck with this guy. Sometimes I find him right away, other times we just never get him.
I got the best deals anywhere.
Well, the only recipe this guy has is tender wolf steak.
Be good.
So no recipe for zesty clam meat. And then I guess we need to find a trade goods vendor. We need soothing spice. Did he sell soothing spice?
I got.
I don't think he sold anything useful.
Keep
No,
it
nothing
real.
useful. Okay, is there a trade goods vendor here somewhere? You would think there would be some kind of trade goods. Or maybe they don't have trade goods. I feel like trade goods should be something that you can find in any quest hub. It would suck to have a town and just not to have a trade goods person. It makes it impossible to do professions. We got tailoring supplies. We just don't have any, like, general crafting supplies. Alchemy supplies. I didn't see anybody in the inn. There's a guy that sells food and water, but he doesn't sell soothing spice. Very sad. Eventually I'll have to put myself on a flight to Darnassus. Yeah, they just don't have trade goods here. The butcher, unfortunately, does not sell any actual ingredients for cooking, so we are out of luck there. Thinking about quest, I think some of the next stuff we're going to do is probably going to be to go back to Stranglethorn. We have a couple of quests there, level 44, level 45. So that's probably our next move. After that, well, after that, life gets harder. Because we don't have a lot to do. We have a couple of breadcrumbs to turn in. This one has to go to South Shore. This one has to go to Ironforge, so I think we gotta head back to Eastern Kingdoms for a little bit at this point, I believe. This is gonna be our only option. So I'm gonna put myself on a flight, but I am all out of time for today, guys. I really appreciate you all hanging out with me and letting me play some Anniversary Realms.
What can I do for you?
And I will be back tomorrow. Not sure what we're gonna do tomorrow, but it's probably not gonna be Mists of Pandaria. So we'll either be right back here on the Warrior, or we will be doing something else in the Classic era. Hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon or evening time, and as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you back in Azeroth again very soon. Bye for now.